Hey everybody, it's happy hour time, TGIF. It is Sipping with Sue time. Welcome back to another Friday. We've made it through another week and we are here to chat with some amazing, real people doing real things extraordinarily. I'm a little out of breath. I'm not going to lie. It's been one heck of a week for me. No joke at all. So I actually forgot my buds. Just a minute ago, but we are all good now. So, talking this week with our real folk here doing real things extraordinarily, I have this beautiful mom of 7. Oh my goodness, Duquesa Lammers. How are you, girlfriend?
Hello. Hello. I am doing well. Thank you. I am so excited to have this time with you.
Yes. Cheers.
You're a super fun way to spend my Friday.
Awesome. I love it. So Duquesa is a mom of 7. So I'm one of 7, right? So I
Oh,
can't imagine. Yes, I'm one of 7. So I can't imagine being my mom and having to take care of 7 children. Oh my goodness. So you're really looking towards for this Friday. You're like, drink up. Let's
I'm
do this.
looking forward to it. Yes. This is mama time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Duquesa and I met, gosh, how long ago was it?
Well, I was thinking about it. It's been,
Mhm.
I guess, 9 years
Oh my
because, yeah, I was
gosh.
thinking about it in relation to my kids' ages, which is what I do all the time. So I think it's been 9 years. Yeah.
Dang, it's been so long. So Duquesne and I met, Our Lady of Guadalupe is the church that we go to, which is right here down the road. And I know it's a little bit further for you living out in Pipe Creek, but yeah, we met 9 years ago then at was it retreat or was it something else? It was
It
a
was
retreat.
on retreat. Yeah, we went
Okay.
on retreat together. That was the very first time I met you. And I just remember thinking, like, you're so beautiful, like on the
Thank
outside.
you.
And so I was just struck by your beauty. But then as I got to know you through the weekend, I was like, oh my goodness, you have such a beautiful heart. And
Oh,
so
thank
you
you.
were, yeah, like such a joy on that weekend. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend, man. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was tough. And yeah, we haven't since COVID gotten so Jukes and I actually do a meetup for lunch every so often. She'll be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" So one of those friends that's just like, "Let me just reach out to you and just see how you're doing." So I absolutely love it. Um, but you have time to do that. You have time to take care of 7 beautiful children. It's 6 boys and 1 girl, correct?
Yes, yes. So I can definitely rock the hashtag boy mom status.
Well, I'm a boy mom. I love it. It's all good. But I'm sure your daughter is just like, when are you going to have another girl, right?
And I think in her mind, that ship has sailed. She's like, I think she's gotten to the point, like, there have been tears and there's been sadness. And I think she's to the point where she's like, you know what? I'm the only girl, and this is awesome. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because then you can, yeah, she's the princess, one and only, right?
yes, yes.
I love it. So tell us, mom of 7, having to, deal with everybody and husband and children and then friends and balancing that whole entire thing. How do you manage? Tell us a little bit about how you manage being a mom of 7.
How do I manage? Okay, a whole lot of Jesus. I have my sanity saving essential oils and my vino.
Again, hold on. Again, cheers to that.
But really, I feel like for me, it comes down to perspective. Like, if I am just focusing on me all the time, and what do I want, and what's fun for me, and that sort of thing, then yeah, having a big family could be really frustrating, and it could, make me resentful if I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about myself all the time. So what I focus on is it plays a huge part in how I manage it all. And so these kids, like this family, they bring me so much joy. They are my purpose, and with each child, our lives get richer. And I see, like, wow, my heart is able to expand and love even more.
Mhm.
So it really is incredible. So I feel like it comes down to perspective. People ask me all the time, like, how do you do it? Oh my gosh. And I'm like, you know what? Momming is hard when you have one kid. Momming is hard when you have two kids. So like, it's tough at any stage with any number of children. So I really don't feel like my number of kids is, like I have it more difficult than someone who has, fewer children. So perspective and God, they just bring so much joy. So that makes it easy to manage.
I love it. I love it. So did you and John expect to actually have seven, or was it like, okay, we're going to see, we're going to have one or two and see where it goes from there? But I mean, did you guys expect to be at the seven children mark?
So that's a great question. We're both from bigger families. And so I think I went into it, like I have always wanted to be a wife and a mom. Like, we all have our dreams as kids. And I just always knew like, that's what I wanted to do with my life. And so we both came from big families. So I think I went into it knowing like, I think we're going to have a, few kids, decent number of kids. 7, I didn't expect that. Like once we got past 5, I was like, oh dang, this is escalating. I was never one of those that like put a number on how many kids I wanted. So yeah, here we are.
Awesome. So let's run through an average or typical day for you, for Duquesa, mom of 7.
Okay, so I could totally take you through the crazy schedule because it is crazy. Like, especially as the kids are getting older, we have more activities that they're involved in. And, this kid needs to go there and this one there. And we don't have any drivers yet. So it's just
but soon.
Yeah, which is crazy. Gosh. Okay, so I won't take you through the like rundown, but like my philosophy on what our days look like is I want to strike a good balance between like what we hold, what we value, what's important to us and what we want, what are the non-negotiables that we're going to fit in, we're going to schedule those in. I want to balance that with also like, I really see the importance of slowing down and not scheduling every minute of our lives. Like I really value a simple life. And and I think that especially with kids, they need to be bored sometimes, and I see sometimes their most creative ideas and, their games and their bonding sometimes happens like in those downtimes where I may have been thinking like, oh shoot, like maybe I should have them like learning a language on the computer or something. But then this beauty happens in the slow times. And so that's the balance I try to strike is like making sure we get those important things that we value in, but also like having some slow time as well.
Awesome.
So it consists of a ton of different stuff. Our days are different every day. Right now, I am taking my 5-year-old and 7-year-old to swim team practice at 8 a.m. every morning of the week, which is crazy because we live out in the boonies. So we have to get going pretty early these days.
Adjust. Yeah. So speaking of adjustments and stuff, so I think, so you guys homeschool, no? Is that correct?
We do. Yeah.
So how have you adjusted during COVID? And I guess, if at all, so homeschooling, I guess, is a little bit different because, there's a major adjustment for a lot of families that had 2 working parents, and then they're just like, okay, and we have these kids, and now we have these kids at home, and we're working at home, and it's kind of like a big old shenanigan. And that's for like maybe, like I said, 2 working parents and a child. But so how did it affect you guys at all as far as, with the 9 of you all together in the house?
So, oh my gosh, my heart went out to those families whose lives were rocked because I can't imagine, like you said, 2 working parents, kids in school. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're all here together and we've got to figure out online schooling and online working and all the things. Like so many times I was like, oh my goodness, saying prayers for him because that had to have been tough. Thankfully for us, like life didn't change that much. Yeah, we homeschool, we work from home, we run our own business. And so that didn't change much. And honestly, that kind of ramped up because we work in the natural health industry. And with all of this, people started looking for alternatives. People started questioning things and wanting to know, like, what are my options here and how can I stay healthy? And so we had kind of a ramp up in activity as far as our business is concerned. So one thing that was super sad that I know you can relate with is we love to travel, and that didn't happen. And that was really tough. We travel all over the place, before COVID. So that was
with the kids in tow, right?
Well, traveling with the kids. Oh yeah, let's RV to Yellowstone. So yeah, that was probably our biggest shift, honestly.
Gotcha. So when it comes to child rearing, do you find one thing more difficult than the other when it comes to that? Like, because I know there's, you've got to teach them, you've got to teach them values and make sure that they're good citizens and teach them fundamentals and just, you want to send them off like I did to my son. It was like, I want to send you off and you go forth and prosper as a good citizen. You know what I mean? So with all those things, is there one thing that you find difficult more than the other when you have multiple children and have to do this 7 times?
Right. So, in that respect, probably the most difficult thing is like I've got handling like the home stuff. Like we've got our systems and we've got it down pretty good for the most part. So it probably the most difficult thing is like issues of the heart, with the kids. Like they're little people, just because they're children doesn't mean that they don't have emotions and needs and, big feelings and thoughts and that sort of thing. And I really want to be able to be there for them in that space and not just in providing for their physical needs, we've got our meals, we've got our clean house, I want to be there for their hearts and to be able to have those difficult conversations when they need to be able to guide them in those difficult moments when they need it. And so, that's probably one of the more difficult things to navigate is
those tough conversations, right?
Tough conversations, especially as they're getting older. Thankfully, my husband is amazing with teenagers, and so
He is
so good with teens. And so I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. John is here for the tough teenage stuff.
Yes.
But just making sure that we have time to really honor those needs that they have.
Awesome. Well, good. So how do you actually keep a handle on everything and keep it all together as this mom of 7 and running all over the place and doing all this stuff? And
Okay. Well, first of all, I am nowhere near perfect, right? Like I'm a work in progress as far as
we all are. Yes.
So I will not try to put on airs like, oh, I've got it all together. I have my days for sure. But so like I said, we work from home and my husband works from home. And our business is very flexible. And so that gives us a lot of time freedom. So he's actually able to be like a huge part of our daily lives, which makes it exponentially more manageable. So super thankful for that. Also, like I mentioned earlier, my sanity saving oils, they really have saved me in so many difficult moments in life, but like especially emotionally as a mom with a lot to juggle and manage and all the things. If I feel myself getting overwhelmed, I know like, oh my gosh, okay, I have an oil. I need to use my oils. And that really does help me to get through some of the tough times. So those are, probably the the main
So
ways.
how do you use oils to kind of mentally prepare for for the day or for handling your kids or just kind of, hey, you've had a bad day and I need a little boost or I need a lift and I'm just not getting it because I mean one thing we know that has been prevalent during COVID is depression and
Oh yeah.
anxiety and all of our mental health issues. So how
Hmm.
does one go about, or how do you look at oils to assist in, well-being and wellness?
Hmm. So I've been using oils for about 8 years now, and it has just been this constantly evolving information and knowledge and application in our lives. Honestly, like I look back and I'm like, how did I do life before I had my oils? And especially, how was I a mom before I had my oils? Because they're so applicable to so many areas of life. Gosh, talking about like the mental wellness aspect of things, that's been huge. Like you said, especially this last year.
Mhm.
Um, and so one of my favorite oils, I have it right here because I use it all the time, Adaptive.
Okay.
So it is specifically formulated for calming mental, um, how should I phrase it? Just the chatter and the crazy and the inability to handle life,
Mhm.
sometimes. And so how do I use them? Like, I try to use them proactively instead of reactively. Of course, I'm thankful for when I have them in the moment, but like, especially if I know I'm going to have a tough day, I use my oils first thing in the morning. Just like putting on my makeup or brushing my hair, I use my oils. So yeah, they've been such a huge gift in so many areas of our lives.
So when it comes to the adaptive oil that you had mentioned, is that something you're putting on yourself or you're like, how are you going about using them in that respect?
Okay, so you can use oils in three ways. You can use them aromatically. So, like, we have diffusers throughout the house, and I'll pick, each day, like, what do I want the house to smell like today? Adaptive is in our diffusers very often because it helps all of us. So, aromatically, topically, like before the call, because I get a little nervous, even though I do this all the time, talking to people on video call. So I put some in my hands and breathe it in, take
Mhm.
deep breaths in. And it's just so calming. And then I put any residual like over my heart. So aromatically, topically, there's so much more to the adaptive system that doTERRA has. doTERRA is the company that I work with, and they also have a supplement that is a combination of essential oils and herbs
Mhm.
that is in the adaptive line, so meant to help with mental health. Yeah,
Awesome.
so
Awesome.
many ways to use them.
And then, so you've been using it for about 8 years. And so how have you seen that turn as far as like the benefits that you've used? Because I know last week we talked with Rich and he was talking about soaps and the toxicity of detergents in your soaps. So when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to oils, I know that you can mix so many different like almost like formulas to kind of take the toxicity out of your home and replace it with something that's more natural, which essential oils are coming in as a more natural based product, if you will, right? So, how would you go about that?
Yeah, so I love the whole switch and ditch idea, because I am exactly like your friend last week was saying, like toxins are everywhere. And it's been this gradual understanding of mine, like, oh man, they're everywhere in our home, they're in our food, they're all around us. And so I have just over time tried to slowly reduce my toxic load and that of my family by switching out products. So my cleaner for my home, so it's what I use to clean everything, consists of essential oils. So the cleaners that you typically get at, the grocery store and stuff so laden with toxins, and
Mm-hmm.
we're spraying them all over our homes. The toxins are getting into the air. We're breathing them in. We're touching them on surfaces, and that really reduces our body's ability to function at our peak. We want to be healthy people. We want our bodies to be working as they should be. We don't want pain and that sort of thing. So yeah, we've been slowly reducing our toxin load by replacing things in our home. I use an essential oil based laundry detergent. And I guess like big picture, when we started using oils, I had for a few years been trying to find more natural ways to take care of the kids. But I felt like I was just like picking from here and there, and didn't have like a real good plan for healthcare for our family. And then I found essential oils, and it's like, wow, I have this toolbox that I can go to. And honestly, girl, I should have a shirt that says like, I have an oil for that, because
Yes.
really, unless you are dealing with a broken bone or a heart attack or something major like that, like I have an oil for it. And that's been so freeing and liberating, like as a mom and as someone who values my health and wants to take care of my body. I have these super natural, healthy ways to do it. So yeah, they have been such a fantastic addition to our lives as far as seeking like natural healthcare and wellness.
Like alternatives. And so, yeah, what you brought up a good point, because I mean, I know that there's certain hospitals that have kind of instituted the use of oils, or at least folks coming in using oils to help kind of mitigate like some surgeries. I know that I think I was watching, don't like catch me wrong or whatever, but I was watching, I think, a documentary on a nurse practitioner that was using oils, and she was depending on what the surgery that they were going through, and then after they came out and what the pains that they were having, she was administering oils topically to kind of get them through the different issues that they were having. So it's a whole wide world of like of amazing things. But
Yeah.
I know that another point I wanted to hit on is that not every essential oil is the same. So can you explain a little bit more about doTERRA and what makes that essential oil a bit different than one I'm going to get at Walmart, that's maybe like a cheaper or like more no-name brand, I guess.
Yeah. Did you see my crazy eyes when you mentioned like, oh my God. So back when we started using oils, so just 8 years ago, really in the grand scheme of things, not that long ago, essential oils were like not on anybody's radar. They were so kind of fringe and out there. And it's a wonderful thing that they have become more mainstream. I love it. I love it that people are looking for safe alternatives to what we have always thought were our only options. Love it. But it also comes with a big like, oh my goodness, because yeah, what you're going to get at the grocery store, or even, some online vendors and stuff, is not a real essential oil. So it's an unregulated industry. So the oils at Walmart, they can say that they are 100% pure, but they have honestly, they've been tested and they have like zero actual essential oil in them. It's just lab formulated to smell like it and have some of the chemical constituents of it. So yeah, there is a vast difference between, we did a ton of research before we decided which company of oils to use, because if we were going to be using them for our healthcare and on our children, like I only want the best and I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize them. So we did a ton of research, learned so much about the industry, and we found doTERRA. And goodness gracious, just so thankful. Like as far as integrity in the business world goes, this company is at the top. Like they care about every person along the way. Like, we meet the farmers in third world countries who help us to, find and forage the things that we need for our essential oils. And so like every person along the way in the chain of creating this essential oil is benefiting. And that's really important to doTERRA. They don't want it to be an amazing product for us on this side of the bottle, but everybody who's into producing it are, not getting, they're getting the raw end of the deal. No way. Like, so they're all about, they have this, their approach, they call it co-impact sourcing. And so they go into these, parts of the world. They source their oils from the places where the oils are going to be most effective and have the best chemical makeup. So we can grow lemons and peppermint here in Texas, but doTERRA knows that lemon essential oil from Italy is going to be much more effective for their medicinal purposes. So that's where we source our lemon from. So it's really amazing to see like everything that goes into creating this product. And they are so committed to having a pure product that's not going to be adulterated by pesticides, anything that would make it harmful for the consumer, but also anything that would reduce its ability to have the therapeutic effects that they're going for. So if you can't tell, like I am so passionate about this because it's a beautiful thing all the way through the process. And then to be able to help people, like before I had doTERRA, I didn't know there was another way of taking care of myself besides running to the doctor. And we were those frequent flyers in the doctor's office with all
you got 7 kids.
Yeah, exactly. So just super thankful to now be able to handle so much on our own. So thankful for modern medicine when we need it, but very thankful for this toolbox that I have. And to know that, back to your question, that they are 100% pure, unadulterated essential oils. They're amazing.
Fantastic. Awesome. So I think you have something to show us too, as far as like, it's summertime, right? And what can we replace right now that's in our home that we can replace with something else that's going to be healthier and better for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said earlier, switching and ditching. So switching out the toxins and getting natural, safe products into my home. So big for me. But I also love for it to be easy. So you can do a ton of DIYs with essential oils and it's so fun and you can create so many things. I also love it when doTERRA puts it together, formulates it, packages it, and says, here you go. Because as a busy mom, it's nice to just have easy stuff sometimes. So yeah, we're getting into summer. I don't know about you guys, but the bugs are getting out of control. And so
bad because of all the rain. So bad.
Because of all the rain. So thankful for the rain, but the bugs. So I'm finding myself reaching for our bug spray all the time. And I am so thankful to have one that is non-toxic. Can you see it?
So Shield, gotcha.
Yes. So this is a combination of essential oils that are super effective at deterring, repelling pests and bugs. Comes in a spray bottle, super convenient. I take it with me wherever I go and it works. And so, man, listen, before all this toxin stuff came on my radar, I had no clue. I thought, yeah, if I can buy it at the store, of course it's fine for me to use on my kids. Oh man, bug spray is one of the most toxic things that we're going to be using, and we're spraying it right on our bodies. And our skin is our biggest organ. Anything we put on our skin is going to go into our bodies. And so we need to be careful about it. So love this all natural alternative. It's amazing. Okay, I do want to mention one more switch and ditch as a woman that I have really gotten into. And I know we've talked about this too, Szu-Moy. our perfume. So
Yes. Yeah.
as women, we want to smell good. It's fun to smell good and that sort of thing. But oh my goodness, perfumes are so laden with toxins, and that are especially tragic for us as women because they are hormone disruptors. And if you know anything about the woman's body, really anybody's body, but our bodies as women especially, like so much is dictated
Driven by hormones. Yeah, for sure.
if we're using things every day that are going to be hormone disruptors, we're really setting ourselves up for a lot of issues. So I love using essential oils as my natural perfume, is what I call it. So one of my favorites from doTERRA is Whisper, and it's pre-formulated, so beautiful, kind of intoxicating as an aroma, to use as my perfume. So yeah, those are a few of my favorite Switch and Ditch products.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. And I want to thank you so much for sharing with us on how you deal and cope with being the mom of seven. It's a beautiful thing, but it's a lot of work. We know that it's super difficult for you, and for your family, just because again, one of seven, it's, yeah, it wasn't like the easiest, but we wouldn't trade it for the world because we have like an army behind us, right? In anything that we do. So it's fantastic. Yes. But and I appreciate you exposing us also to doTERRA and the world of oils, and that's definitely something that's made your life a lot easier as that mom of seven. Yes. You know, getting through each and every day. So I appreciate you coming on and showing us a little bit about that. And so, as I do with all of my guests, I like to go ahead and do a speed round, which is a round just for fun. Okay. And so we're going to go ahead and ask a bunch of questions on that. So ready? Okay. Ready? Go. Okay. What's your favorite oil and why?
Okay. Frankincense. It is not known as the king of oils for no reason. You can basically use frankincense for anything and it's going to be effective. So yeah, it's my like desert island oil if I could only have one.
Awesome. And then, so you said that Whisper was one of your intoxicating scents. So so I'm assuming that's your favorite scent. So that would be my question. What's your favorite scent? And is it like that sweet, and you have to describe it. So is it a sweet scent? Is it like kind of musky or like spicy?
Yeah. So Whisper is definitely one of my favorites. It's kind of musky, but I'm hesitant to classify it as that because that puts some people off. But yeah, it falls into that category. Super delicious. Okay, if like favorite scent, I love magnolia. Oh, if you haven't smelled it, it's so amazing. Yeah, that's, if I had to pick one scent forever,
it would be that. Awesome. Okay. Do you like the rain or do you like sunshine?
Sunshine all the way. My husband calls me the sunflower because I seek the sun out. I love it.
Awesome. And then last question is favorite child.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. She's like, yeah, I love them all equally. That's what like my mom likes to say to us. And though my one sister, I'm not going to name names or anything, but she's like, I'm the favorite. Whatever. My mom's like, I love you all equally, blah, blah, blah. So
they're each my favorite for different reasons.
Exactly. Well, awesome. Duquesa, thank you so much. It was great catching up with you. And for my Facebook folks, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. It's under Szu-Moy Tobes. And you can hit the bell and get all of our notifications when new content is uploaded. Next week, we will be tying ties as a Father's Day special with my husband, the one and only Juan Tobes. I'm going to grab him and get him on this. And also, we're going to have a repeat offender and have John Clayton come back on because he's fantastic at tying ties. So we're looking forward to next week's show, and I appreciate it again, Duquesa, and miss you, girlfriend. I hope I can see you soon.
Yes, let's do that, please. I would
definitely. Awesome. Okay, you guys. Yes, have a great week for next week, and we'll see you then. Take care.